Okay, I wasn't sure what I was going to video tonight, but I remember most of the energetic and anxious requests for a video came from the people who were wondering how I'm going to reduce this big nodule down. Yeah, how am I going to reduce it? So that's what I'm going to do on this video. Yeah, it's got issues. It might require lots of tissues. Yes. It's at least 10 pounds. At least. Is it good, Chert? I think it is, actually. It's just really broken up. And it's got crystal pockets. See that? So it's not going to be pretty. But I'm as anxious and curious about this as everybody else. So, let's see. Normally how I do this is not on my lap, but down on the ground. Right, down on the floor. Let's put something underneath it to absorb some of the shock. It absorbs some of the shock, right? So I'm not damaging my flooring. I'm not concerned about absorbing shock from the blows of the hammer. I don't want to ruin the floor. Yeah. Okay, so what am I going to do? I'm just going to pick at it and see if there's clear spots. I already know that this is kind of a clear spot here, but it's got issues because the cracks are creeping in. Remember? It looks clear, but there's cracks creeping in. So, it might not be good to attack that area yet. It might be better just to trim off some of the other areas. Okay. There's no good spot that I can see to start attacking it. I'm going to use a steel. This is a 3.5 pound sledge with the handle cut down to size, which makes it look like a different kind of hammer than it originally was. I don't know what they call these hammers with the small handles, but there's a different name than the hammers with the longer handles. Okay? It used to have a longer handle. I just cut it down. Alright. Why did I cut it down? So I can bring it places. Yeah. Bring it out to the field with me more easily. I'm going to save some of this to heat treat. Yeah, I'll be looking at individual pieces and stuff. It's got translucency to it, so it'll make nice little arrowheads. Some of these pieces. But look, see that? Oh, I'm hitting the camera, so it's getting wobbly. I'll try not to do that. I'm going to try to skim off all this nastiness. Yeah. I guess that's a strategy, but it's not a very good one. Because I don't know if I'm going to ruin some good spots. Come on. This is the bulb of percussion. Oh, come on. I got a new tripod and a new camera holder, and it's wobbly. The other one's more rigid. What can I do with that? This is actually the bulb of percussion. Came right out. Yeah, some of this is not usable at all. Yeah, just little pieces, some maybe, but nah. No, this does not look good. Can you see? No, I'm bumping up against my shoulder when I'm doing this. Hold on. We're gonna put the camera at a different angle because you guys want to see first person napper, like first person shooter, right? That's what they call it when you're got a first person perspective. Yeah. Let's see. Ooh, that sounded good. So I'm just breaking it along where there's cracks first. Like that, see? You can tell it's just some loose chips in there. Yeah. That is severely cracked. Okay. How do you salvage it? Well, you gotta look at some of these chunks and save them. I can save some of the chunks. You can't plan on, ooh, that's gonna be a good spot to remove something, and that's a good spot, and that's a good spot. You never know. You can't plan on it. No. You got to just hit and pray. Hit and pray that maybe it's going to be good. Look for a good spot to hit that won't create a weird bulb of percussion where you don't want it. Like you don't want it to, the bulb of percussion to go into an area that looks like it might be good. See, I can save that. It's got some interesting coloration to it. But again, they're going to yield only small arrowheads. Small. But it's good. In the upcoming weeks, like I said, the small arrowheads are going to be the thing. Yeah. I don't know. Let me see. I see a potential good spot. Yeah, hold on. Very grainy. I thought that might have been a potential good spot there, but I don't think so. Some of you thinking, well, I would hit in a spot like there, and if he hits in that spot, that means I must be doing something right. No, if you and I think about hitting it in the same spot, it's just coincidence. I don't know what I'm doing. Except ruining my tools. Yikes. I don't know if I can save any of this stuff. So yeah, these are clear without cracks, but look how small that is. And this might not even escape the cracks, because it looks like there might be one right there. Tiny pieces. Is that why sometimes they made really small arrowheads? No, because they don't mess with these. That's why this one survived, because none of the Indians picked it up to mess with it. Yeah, they don't mess with these. Yay. Now we can see what we got. And these are more manageable. Okay, so I see that the weather got in here. Yeah. I see the weather got into these cracks. And they run deep. So the question is, do I strike off areas and get small arrowheads, or I try for the big biface? Well, this and big biface don't go well together. If I were to tell you I'm going to get a big biface, I'd be lying if I'm telling you that I'm hoping to get a big biface. I'm just throwing the chips down there up here that I might be able to use. They look pretty good. But they can contain cracks. Ooh, that one came off the top here. Is that it? Was that from this? Yeah. Pop goes the weasel on that one. Alright, let's see. Let's try to hold this together. I'm going to hold it so it won't come apart. Oh, it came apart. I'm going slowly so I can think while I'm doing this. Yeah, that's about the size of the chunks I'm going to get. Ouch. It is chert. It is nappable. Yeah. It's very crackly right now. I'm not even sure the heat will help it, but it might. Yeah. There's a good chance heat will help this. Especially pieces like this that are semi-good. Yeah, that's not too bad. This tiny. Too tiny. Don't want to mess with it. Or these that have cracks all in them. Okay, let's see. You should have waited, you might say. You should have waited before you started so we can know how much the percent is going to be after you get good stuff. Should have. I don't have a scale that weighs this stuff. Unless it's a bathroom scale, which is not very accurate. And I don't know where I have my bathroom scale still packed away. Still packed away. I haven't unpacked it. Even if you knew it was like 3.6%, what good does it do you? Your results may vary. You might have 4.2%, and some of you might have 1.9%. You lied to me. You said 3.6 and I only got 1.9. Yeah, see, everyone's results will vary. Some of you are going, no, I'm just trying to fall asleep, dude. I can't sleep. I get the anxieties and I can't sleep. So I try to listen to Flintknapping noises and it goes, and I go to sleep. I don't care about nothing. Yeah, some of you guys, you don't care exactly what we're doing here, which is perfectly okay. I'm going to try to get a biface from this chunk. It is napping okay enough for me to try to get a biface, but I think there's a crack that goes all the way through. You guys can see it. Some of you sharp-eyed nappers can already see it. There's a crack that goes through here. Yeah. And sometimes you can tell because it doesn't make a ringing noise. But you can't always tell, especially when it's still thick. You can't always strike it and hope for a tone, because sometimes when it's really thick it doesn't ring until it starts getting thinner. I make fun of you guys that want to maximize it. Yeah. I don't know if I can maximize it with that crack in there. It's napping a lot like rose quartz. In some areas, like it's very quartzite like in some areas. What is rose quartz? It's just the color of the quartzite. I've tried to nap it before. Somebody sent me some, and it crumbles like you're napping a block of sugar. Yeah. That would make a good arrowhead. It's not a total loss. Yeah, if I can get some of these flakes, I can make little arrowheads pretty easily from those. Yeah, from this kind of flake I can use those. It's got some interesting color variations in it. Yeah. Actually, there is a slight ring. Let's see if I can peel that crack off of there. There's still some cracks on there, on that side, that need to be peeled off as well. In some areas it naps very well. Okay, here goes. I'm going to hit it really hard. You haven't hit it hard yet? No, I haven't hit it hard yet. Not really. Did it? Hey, that did something. It did it? Hold on. I think it did something good. It's heavily grainy though. That's some of the grainiest stuff I've seen. Okay, let's see. Let's see if it responds well. Hitting it hard on the other side. Ouch. It made me hit it super hard. Let's see what it looks like. Did it get the crack out of there? Most of it. Okay. All right. I scooped it a little bit there, but that was okay. Yes, it's okay. I'm planning on making a biface that's not perfect, so it's okay. And sometimes when you see in the archaeological record bifaces that are wonky and curved, sometimes that means they're working around defects to get the maximization of the biface. Sometimes that's what that means. It's not always the case. But yeah, I'm trying to work around the defects and it's going to get wonky. There's still a crack right in there. That's not a good spot. I can see it come right through the front here. Yeah, it's cracked through the tip. Dang it. That's not going to thin down. See that? It's crackiola pudding up in the tip. What part do I want to lose? It's straight down through. So it doesn't matter. I got to lose one of those sides. Which is the worst side? This side is the worst. Just lose this whole side here. From this crack on, I can do that. Wondering if that crack meets up with this crack. And I still got this crack right in there too. Looks like I might have done this before, or something similar. Oh yes. A good chunk of my beginning flint knapping was stuff like this, where Someone would say, "You looking for free chert?" And I'll go, "Yes." And they go, "Okay, I got a big chunk. Here, you can have it." Awesome. Awesome. And there I go. Off to the races. See what I can get. This is familiar territory for me. Oh yes. Even though I said I don't know what I'm doing, it's familiar territory. I don't know where it's gonna go or where it leads. You know, it's like, you know, you grow up hanging around in the woods and stuff. Yeah, you're familiar with the territory. You just don't know what's around the next tree. You're familiar with the setting, which is woodlands, but you don't know what's going to be around the next big tree. Like here, I don't know what's going to be around the next big crack. I'm familiar with it, but I don't know what's going to happen. So, I mean, you can say, I would have hit there too. That means I'm onto something and I'm doing better. No, it's just coincidence, pretty much, in my opinion. With this kind of stuff. With this kind of stuff that's dicey, just keep in mind, there may have been a better way to reduce it. Okay? May have been better ways, or a better way. Can I nap this into a point as is? Just raw stone? Yeah. But it would be thick. Yeah. And the edge would be kind of dull because it's so crumbly. It's not difficult to nap, it's just crumbly and snappish. Like quartzite. So would I heat treat this? No, I think I would just keep napping it in a raw state, but not make it thin. Yeah. I still see some potential for a surface crack in some areas. That could be just a step fracture. I'm not sure if that's a step fracture or a surface crack. It's probably a step fracture. Let's see, I got 28 minutes. A few more minutes and I'll cut the video off, so it doesn't run longer than 30 minutes. Besides, it's reaching the sweat stage and I'm starting to sweat. In my heavy duty clothes, it's cold outside, very, very cold. And the space heater it's doing its job, but it's it is doing its job, which is good. And I'm starting to sweat with all these layers of clothes I got on. Uh-oh, did I mess it up? We shall see. Yeah, it's quite crumbly. Quite crumbly. Dang it. Oh, I tried to do it. Hold on. I'm trying to blast through this area. It tried to do it, but it didn't do it. I didn't hit it hard enough. Okay, I'm going to hit it hard, but I need to make sure the ends are thinned first. I made a mistake. I think it was yesterday. I filmed it too, and I broke something similar in half by leaving the ends too thick and then hitting it really hard in the middle. Alright, so I think I might be able to clear that. I don't know. Let's see if it did it. Oh, look at that. That's interesting. See, I can't plan on that happening. I was hoping it would go that way, not that way. Hoping. Yeah, hit and pray. Some guys will say, no, that's not how you flint now. You don't hit and pray. Everything is known. Yeah, you know it. No, sometimes you just H&H, hit and hope. Did it do it? Ah. Ooh, almost. I still got some weirdness in there. But it skinned it. It skinned off that part that looked bad. And it's 31 minutes. So this is a good place to stop. This might work out as a raw point instead of trying to heat treat this. I have a feeling that if I try to heat treat something this big as opposed to something this big, that it'll get too brittle and it'll snap in half on me. But something this small, I could just heat treat this and nap around the edges and then do a few thinning flakes, and there's not much risk of snapping it in half. But this, there is a risk of snapping it in half. So I'll put it in the pile of to nap later. Where's my other one? I got this one, to nap later. I will see, it says finish on video. Where's my pen? Do I got a pen that'll write on this? Yes, I do, because I got like 25 pens over there. Low quality raw LQR. This is high QR, HQR. Finish on video. And the rest of this pretty much going to be the same, but I'll extend this into a several part series because I have nothing else planned. I'm going to do a bunch of stuff off camera so I don't break that stuff, but I have nothing else planned for videos this week. There's a small Arrowhead stuff that I want to do, but I have to do a lot of prep for that. Let me just show you some of the small arrowheads I have that are reproductions. For those of you who had the patience to watch this whole thing. These are reproductions of arrowheads that I found in books. Yes. And online. Books and the internet. And I have one that is my personal, one of my personal finds. I think I found this one, if I'm not mistaken. I'm not sure. I may have purchased this from somebody, but this is a real one. Okay? And this is the reproduction. What I think it looked like. With a full tip on it. Okay? These are all reproductions of real ones. I'm not too sure about the scale on this one though. This particular one might be bigger than the real one. Anyway, these other ones are perfect to scale. This one, actually what I'll do is I'll come back to these and figure out what types they are, and then come back to these. I'll figure out what types they are and come back to these. I can't remember the name of that one. This one is an Ishii replica. I think he did this one in glass, but I did mine with Georgetown. That's a replica of a Southwest style. This is a Southwest style, I believe. This is a Toya point. Now, for size comparison, I remembered to bring a dime. Yeah. So this Toya is bigger than the dime, but this is a point for an arrow. Okay, arrow. These are all arrow points. If I look in this debitage, I can make quite a few of these smaller ones from this type of debitage. So maybe that's why they made them small, so they can make lots of them. Because there's a lot of debitage that's good for this kind of stuff. I don't know. I wish I knew where they found this type of chert or chalcedony, because it's I've got two artifacts made of this white chalcedony or white chert that I can't find anywhere. I have, see, this is white chert too, but this is not from Texas. This is, you can tell it's got a grayish tint to it. This one does not. This has got a kind of like a golden tint to it. Anyways, there you go. I'm going to be getting into the reasons why I've heard or I've seen for these small, tiny arrowheads. Okay. All right. That's it.